All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Global Employability Expert Series. My name is Jessica Rakowski, and I am a Partnerships Account Manager with Virtual Internships. We're really excited today about the webinar that we have for you today. We're joined by Mariia Yershova, who is a Product Manager and AI Project Manager at Kyla, which is a health and wellness app headquartered in Silicon Valley. And today she's going to be sharing with us her top secrets for how to land your dream job. So I'm now going to hand it over to Mariia to let her introduce herself and get into the presentation today.
Thank you a lot, Jessica. Hi guys, my name is Mariia, and today we are going to talk about how to get a dream career. Of course, this presentation is not like only what you need to hear or to take to do that, but I think it can be a great start. Let me to introduce myself. So who I am? I'm a product manager at a startup, Kyla, but before I was working as a recruiter for 1.5 years, and I was not really happy about my job because I always was passionate about startups, reading about startups, reading Harvard Business Review to understand what is on the market, what people are creating and doing, and recruiter was not my field of interest. And then in February 2020, I left my job, so I went to anywhere because I was just really unhappy with that. I took a lot of time to learn, to understand what I need to do to get a dream career, because shifting from recruitment to product manager is quite a hard job, and I did that. So I want to share some of my tips, knowledges, experience that you can take and use for yourself. Even if you're studying at university and you're going to get your first job, most of these tips works for you too. If you ask me, do I have a dream job? I don't have an answer because I don't know. For now, I'm happy with what I'm doing. But nowadays, the market is developing so fast that jobs, careers, markets are changing every 5 years. So my first advice: don't focus to understand and to get only one field or one career for the end of your life. Life is interesting, is long, and maybe you can try several careers, several different fields and directions, and that experience will be great. Also, I'm working in a company that shares my values and attitudes, so sometimes I can work on weekends because I'm really passionate about that, and I don't feel I'm working. I feel like it's my hobby, it's my job, and I love it. And one of the most important things is that I develop myself every day, because when you're working in a startup, you don't have like routine job. You're learning a lot. You're trying to understand all the processes and make it like working more efficient and better. So how to know what is your dream job? Let's destroy some biases. Some people think that you need to choose only one direction or specialization and develop there. Some people think that they're too old. I'm not sure all of you like 18, 20 years old. Maybe there's people who are 30 years old. And also a lot of people think that if they choose one specialization, they need to go and work in that field. But no, that's not true. First of all, nowadays backgrounds in different fields are really welcome. For instance, in last 5-10 years, there's a lot of startups who makes different fields and different directions, like music and IT. I saw 2 days ago approximately a startup that developed a tool how to learn play piano, for instance. So there are, of course, people who have experience and have skills like in music and who can develop it. Yes, in marketing, you also need to know music industry to sell it to users. Also, arts and industrial fields. So there's a lot of companies right now who want to create different buildings or design in their like apartment or offices with some art pieces. And like every experience that you have, you need to value that and understand that it will be great to incorporate it in any of your career. It's never too late to start. As I said, your experience in other fields is valuable, like anywhere you go. I had an experience, so when I was working as a recruiter, I saw that even if I become a product manager, this experience that I got will never help me. But I was really wrong, because then in August, my boss asked me to create a team of IE interns who will help us to develop a product. And without my skills in recruiting, I would never set up a team of five people in 2 weeks, and now they're working successfully. So you never know what you are going to do on your new job or on your new project. So don't think that you waste your time. And your university degree is less valuable than your experience, hard and soft skills. So if you understood that the specialization you chose is not what you want to do, don't be upset or don't drop the university. You can focus on your hard and soft skills, get some experience. I will explain you later where you can do that. And yeah, go with it. It will work 100%. Some other biases. I need to do only what I'm good at, and people will not pay for what I'm doing. It's not in demand. There's also biases, because there is a really nice book that I recommend everyone to read, Outliers. The author there is talking that the talent is not that you got when you were born. Yes, some of people probably, but 90% of people who are successful, the talent is just a lot of practice and knowledge. So there's a really nice theory. It's called 10,000 hours. If you take a skill or field and you are learning and developing and gain experience in that for 10,000 hours, you become a professional in that. So the theory is proved, and I feel it on myself, because even when I was working as a recruiter, I was developing my skills in product management in startups. I was reading a lot. I was trying to find different startups where I can provide value for them and also gain experience for myself. And I see how now it helps me, first of all, and every day with gaining this experience and trying different things, I become a professional in that field. So how to find what you like? I think this is the question everyone asks yourself every day. All of us has concerns. Yes, even if you choose a field, you think, okay, in 5 years, will I like it? No. But what if I don't? Maybe I need to choose something else. Even a lot of my friends who are now like 25, 30 years old, have their own businesses, also have these concerns. It's just being human. So my theory, my advice for you, is to think, research, try, and make conclusions. The first thing, if you don't know what to do at all, so for instance, I knew I like startups, but I understood that when I was working on the Erasmus program in Portugal. And so there I was working with several startups, like providing them projects, and I understood that I liked that. But before, I had no clue what to do, honestly. I wanted to be a translator, to do my business, to work in a consulting company like Bain or McKinsey. But after I tried that, I understood that, okay, that's really what I want to try and maybe become successful in next like 5-7 years. I didn't set up myself a goal to work on that for the rest of my life. Never do that, because it will stop you. You will have concerns, you will be nervous, and you will not try a lot of things because of your fear. So just make a list of what you like and what you don't like at all. For instance, I like product management. I like manage people. I like also automate some processes so everything works smooth and efficient. I'm quite lazy, so I don't like to do routine job every day. But what I don't like at all, like I hate it. First of all, I don't like designing. So when you're sitting in Figma for 7 hours and you're working on all of these details, I hate finance in terms of like creating different reports or providing some information to different departments. So after you define these things, you understand the fields where you don't want to work and what skills you don't need to gain and what approximately you can think about. Yes, and you can start from there. It's a really good exercise. You can do it like every 6 months, and you can see even how you progress. Maybe some other skills that you think you will be interested in 6 months, you understand, oh my God, no, I will never do it again. It happened with me. Then try to watch different videos, read books, read articles about people that are doing what you want to do, what you think you want to do. Yes, maybe read some cases, companies. Just try to research what these people do, what skills do they have, in which companies do they work, what was their previous experience to understand what was their career path. Yes, how do they get to that point where they're right now. It helps you to create a career plan, I would say. Then try to take some courses, try to volunteer to gain experience. So the organization you're volunteering right now, yes, to gain experience is a perfect solution. Why? Because first of all, you gain experience and you understand you like it or no, and it's fine. And then going from there, you can get a good job even if you don't or you didn't have any commercial experience, because this volunteer job is also like counts a lot. Take some courses. They will give you a basic understanding of skills that you want to gain for now, and it will be really valuable for your employer when you will go to interviews, when recruiter will read your CV. And after that, you can make conclusions. So you took course, you had like internship for 2 months, and it's quite enough to understand, is it something you wanted to continue or no? Don't be afraid to spend time on that to understand, because it's better when you spend time right now when you're in university. You don't have any obligations. You have time to explore yourself, because university is about exploring yourself, gain knowledge, gain skills, and then go like in real life. Because already quite better understanding of who you are and what you want to do. If you don't like it, great. You get some hard and soft skills, then you're choosing another field where you think you can develop yourself, or where you think you want to try and do it again. So it's like a circle, but at some point you understand what you like and where you want to be in next 3-5 years. It's enough. You don't need to choose a career for next 15, 20 or 50 years. Believe me, the world is changing right now really fast, and it doesn't make any sense. The next question that a lot of people ask me is how to create a winning CV. So first of all, please create a CV following a format. You cannot create a CV just in Google Doc, or one girl sent me a CV in Excel file. She was applying for a position of recruiter, and for me it was just a shock. So she just opened an Excel file and put her experience, just dates and companies where she worked. And actually it's horrible, because first of all, you cannot understand do they like, does this person really need a job if she even didn't like spend at least 2 hours to create a CV? Because a CV is like your face. No one saw you, no one knows you, and the first thing that they know about you, and you can have a first impression just based on your CV, and spend 5 minutes on that. It's a really bad strategy. In every country, area, CV formats may differ. For a recruiter and company, it doesn't really matter what format you choose, but you need to choose one and follow it. It's the most important thing. And also, it's better to have your CV in 2 versions, like document, Word document, and PDF. Also, if you don't have experience of 5 years or like 5-10 projects, it's better to make your CV a 1 page, because it's easy to read for a recruiter and for a manager. Secondly, you will put there only your valuable experience. And thirdly, it will not look empty if you like put, I don't know, 5 sentences on the second page. It seems that you're not really structured, and you cannot make a CV in the format that will fit and be good designed. The third thing you need to do is customize your CV to each position that you're applying for. What I'm talking about? When you're applying for a position of marketing intern, for instance, people just send their CV they're creating for a social media marketing specialist, but they're 2 different fields, even they're similar in one field, but they're different. And you need to understand that, for instance, in marketing, one of the most important thing is to have not experience, but experience, maybe knowledge in strategy, understand trends, understand how to make the strategy. Yes, when you're going to social marketing intern, for instance, your skills should be copywriting and maybe graphics. So you see the difference, and you need to emphasize in your CV that you have that experience or you have that knowledge. Then there's 80% higher chance you will be invited to the interview. When I was applying for a job, this strategy, customize your CV to each position, worked for me perfectly. So I applied maybe for 10, 15 positions, and 8 out of 10 replied to me with the first interview. So there's different formats you see. There's plenty of them. Honestly, I prefer this one because for me it's easier to read. It's not like fancy, and for a recruiter it doesn't really matter. But I include always photos because in Ukraine, in USA, and in Poland, where I was looking for a job and where I was working, yes, a photo is required, but it really depends on you, on your also values, insights, I would say, and how it works in your country. What you need to remember. First of all, if you don't have experience, but you have a degree that matches a career, I would follow this strategy and this plan. So you're writing a summary of who you are and why do you want to get this job. And then you include your education, and you need to mention classes that matches the position you're applying. Yes, so we have an example. Applying for digital marketing, and you had at universities, for instance, introduction to marketing, or you had marketing strategy. So include these subjects into your education field. It will help. Keywords is one of the most important things. When a recruiter just looks at your CV, he's doing Ctrl+C and looking for keywords. If he doesn't find it, he will not look at it in depth. It's how we worked, it's how everyone, like every recruiter works. Then your experience, and then your skills. If you don't have a degree that matches your career, then you're writing summary, skills that customize to the job that you're applying for. Experience, any type of experience. It can be not commercial one, volunteering, your own projects. So for instance, you're applying for a web developer, yes, and you created a website for yourself, your CV on a website. Why you can include that also in your experience, because you developed it by yourself, so you did a full life cycle project. And then you can include your education. Also, there are some tips. If you see that you need to take any course that is required for the position that you're applying for, and you want to do that, you can include that also in your CV. It worked for me also. So I took a course of product manager in March, and I was applying for jobs in March. Of course, I couldn't finish the course that takes 2 months in 1 week. So I just put the name of the course and put in progress. So keywords a recruiter and manager can see. Manager can see that you're interested in that field, that you're developing, yes, and you can take these jobs, and in several months you have this experience. It's also valuable for them. What next? How to describe your experience. I saw so many mistakes in doing that. You need to include numbers. This is the most important rule. And also you need to include only like 3 maybe points, 3-4 points to each of your experience. You don't need to include 5, 10, 15. It doesn't make sense. And you can just look at the example and understand what I'm talking about. Creating social media strategy. What does it say about you? Nothing. Just okay. Everyone can go, just create Excel file and said that it's a social media strategy, yeah? But if you write, created a social media strategy for 6 months for 3 channels, and you can mention that like Instagram, Facebook, and like Twitter, for instance. As a result, we got users growth 30%. So everyone, recruiting manager, stakeholders can see that you not only developed a strategy, but it gave some results to business. Every manager who is hiring a person to the team, he hope his expectation that you bring something to this business, yes, that it will lead to some results, and you can show this results. It's really easy to do. Maybe it doesn't sound for you really obvious, but if you think any type of experience, any of your responsibilities, you can just put in this format. You just need to write what you have been doing, yes, during your internship or during your job, and think to which result it's led. Also, you can ask your manager or your coworker, maybe they can give you some ideas. So yeah, always think to what are the results of your work, and include examples of your work, especially if you're a designer, if you're a developer, if you're like music production, any fields. I'm not sure what you can do for financial industry. Maybe have example of some report that you did, but I think NDA will not allow you to do that. Where to gain knowledge and skills? It's also one of the most important questions that I got. So you have 2 types of sources. First one, where you can gain knowledge and certificates. Certificates are really important to include in your CV and LinkedIn, if you have it. Coursera, for instance, they have financial help if you don't have money to pay for that, and it works for most of students who doesn't have option to pay, for instance, even $100 for education. It's totally fine. EDX for financial industry, it's Corporate Finance Institute. For marketing, it can be CXL. It's quite important, yes, and also for just know better trends, leaders on the market, different cases. It's good to be in that field all the time. So you can watch YouTube, opinion leaders. You can listen podcasts on that topic. Yes, you can even join different Facebook groups. I found several groups in Facebook about product management, and it helped me a lot because I could ask questions, we discussed something, and it helped me to understand what I know, what gaps do I have in my knowledge and experience, and just gain that. And also where you can gain experience. Volunteering, you can go to any volunteer organization, that's local one or online one. There's a lot of them who need volunteers to do their marketing, there's like web development, help with finance, with any field. Also, you can join any startup. It's easy to do. Actually, on the previous slide, I forgot to mention Y Combinator. It's Y Combinator Startup School. I recommend it to everyone to go to it. There's no obligations. It is free, but they give really good knowledge in business, in marketing, in finance, in terms of startups. But also you will have every week a really nice coach session with different people, and you understand how people differ from each other. And it's really great experience you can get to understand what business is about and what startups are about. Also, you can go to internship in your local firm or apply for like bigger corporations every year, like Facebook, McKinsey, Bain. A lot of different companies try to hire some interns, and some of them are hard to get in because they have a lot of different tests, like 4 interviews or 5, but some of them are much easier. And also you can create your own project. Why not? If you have an idea, it can help people, or you're interested about that, you can create your own project and also put it as experience, because you gain experience when you're creating something by yourself. Yes, and you have a CV with experience, with knowledge, with skills, and I'm sure it helps you to get the job that you really want. Basically, that's it. If you have any questions, I know right now we have case session, but if you have questions like after, you can join a Telegram group. I created it for you. Guys, you can ask me questions. Maybe you can send me your CV. I can take a look at that, or we can discuss any topics about how to get a job, or like how to prepare yourself for interview, because this presentations is only like 30 minutes. Yes, and there's a lot of different stuff you need to know to get a job that you really want. That's it. Thanks a lot for listening to me. If you have questions, I'm glad to answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mariia. That was really wonderful. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to enter them into the Q&A box, and Mariia will be happy to answer them for you. To get the ball rolling, I have one for you, Mariia. So you mentioned how when you first left your recruiting job, you didn't have your next job lined up, and I think that's one of the biggest factors in stopping people from moving on to another career pathway. So that fear that they have. So can you talk about kind of what you were feeling at that time, and like what made you really just ultimately decide to make the jump for it?
Actually, I was not planning that. I just feel myself really bad in terms of what I was doing. So in one day, I talked to my manager and I said that I wanna leave job. I really, I can say him thank you because he supported me, and I left the job. I felt myself horrible, honestly saying. It wasn't like, oh yes, great, I left the job, I will find a job in next 1 month. No. Um, you need to prepare yourself that it will take time to get a new job, and I don't recommend you to do like me. You need to prepare yourself. You need to have a a stable financial situation. Maybe you can get like some money working, yes, and have, I don't know, $2,000 or three, so you can feel yourself safe in these 3-6 months when you will be looking for a new job. I had a good experience because my family supported me, yes, and there was a lockdown, so I stuck in Ukraine. But honestly, you need to prepare that. First of all, you do not find a job in 1 week. It can take from 1 month, if you're lucky, to 6 months. You need to be prepared for that. You need to prepare yourself for be moral stable and financial stable. It's really important. And thirdly, of course, my friends supported me a lot. So I recommend you also, if you need any help, you can talk to your friends, to your family, to explain your situation, why you want to do that, and I'm sure they will support you.
Yeah, that's really great advice. Thank you. We do have one question so far in the Q&A asking if you would be able to share that link to the group that you created in the chat box.
Yes, of course. I can send you even the presentation, so you can have it, and maybe some of that will help. How I can send? Okay, it's here. Yes. Yeah. So you just go for a link, and you can just write me questions or send me your CV, and so I can do a review, give you some advices. I think everyone needs advice about their CV. Even if you're great in that, it's really good to have another view.
Absolutely. Any other questions out there? Don't be shy. You can enter them into the Q&A. Well, if we're not going to get any other questions, hopefully we get a few attendees that join your group. Thank you so much for creating that and offering to be an extended resource to some of our interns with all this help. That's really, really nice of you. And I think that your presentation was really incredible, especially the page on all the different resources that students can use. All the different courses that are available out there. I think that we often forget about them and about how high quality that they are, in addition to, you know, the schoolwork that our interns are doing as well. But thank you again so much for your time today, Mariia. It was a pleasure. And for all of our interns out there, thank you for attending. We do have another expert series next week. So we'll keep a lookout in your email for some more details in the registration for that one.
Thank you guys a lot. Have a nice day, and I wish all of you to find what you really like and to find the job that you dream about.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.